President Trump's controversial immigration policies hitting home in the South Loop today. ICE took several people into custody at a South Loop immigration facility.
And our cameras captured a chaotic scene as activists and protesters sometimes clashed with masked federal agents outside the building. WGN's Jenna Barnes was there as all this was happening. She joins us live tonight with the latest. Jenna?
Ray and Micah, it was a dramatic scene out here this afternoon, a situation that escalated quickly between those protesters and federal agents after immigrants were asked to show up here for a check-in, did as they were told. Their advocates say they acted in good faith, and then they were taken into custody.
Ho, ho, these deportations got to go.
Advocates gathered in front and behind the South Loop building when they got word of possible immigration enforcement here. The sign on the door says this office belongs to BI Incorporated, which contracts with the federal government for the ISAP supervision program for immigrants, using ankle bracelets and other monitoring as an alternative to detention. But many were detained here today.
I'm a grandfather, not even one family.
What is your name, sir?
My name is Muhammad Imran.
Friends in the crowd tell us some who are part of that supervision program received a text message Monday to show up here for a check-in.
Which was a bit impromptu. Usually they get a better warning, and we got the surprise that he was being detained, and I didn't even see him leave the site.
No, this is not normal. When they go inside, automatically they arrest them.
Homeland Security Police and ICE agents in big numbers clearing the crowd to escort the new detainees away, batons drawn. We saw at least 9 women led into this white van, but it's unclear just how many people were arrested as part of the operation.
In a Gestapo fashion, 50 agents or so walked down the street, stood right here in front of the driveway, then aggressively came through, knocked me down, assaulted me and other community members here today, then pulled out weapons and also pulled out their sticks, pushing some of us, punching some of us to get through to this driveway.
They robbed families of their mothers, they robbed families of their siblings, they robbed families of their fathers. The image that will forever be ingrained in my head will be the women in handcuffs crying, begging their families to help.
Alderperson Jesse Fuentes is calling for those arrested to be released and for the private company's operations in Chicago to be shut down.
What we saw here today, masked individuals. These are people are no law enforcement. These are masked individuals. These are Proud Boys. Don't show their faces. They're kidnapping people. And here in Chicago, we are saying no to the fascist dictator who's kidnapping people. There was a mother who got a 10-year-old boy who now has no mother. ICE, abolish ICE.
Many in the crowd left in tears as the 2 white vans pulled away, including Carlos Pineda, whose family friend was part of the roundup.
Just a very nice person and always been very respectful. So it's tough to see that and hear other stories that it's not just criminals, and I think that's a terrible angle that they're trying to pull.
Advocates out here were questioning CPD's role in all of this. CPD obviously not allowed to assist with immigration enforcement. Police tell us they were called out here to assist an officer, and they stayed for public safety. CPD says it did not help ICE or make any arrests of its own. Mayor Brandon Johnson's office responding to all of this in a statement tonight, saying Mayor Johnson condemns the reckless and dangerous escalation by ICE agents this afternoon in the South Loop. Chicagoans have the right to protest the separation of family members by federal immigration enforcement. Federal agents should never be allowed to come into our city and assault elected officials or any Chicagoan. So far, no information or response from ICE tonight. We're live in the South Loop. Jenna Barnes, WGN News.
Thank you, Jenna. Congresswoman Delia Ramirez responding to today's arrest in a letter to Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. She's calling on the secretary to resign.
In the letter, she wrote in part, quote, using text messages to call people into ISAP facilities to arrest the exact immigrants who are demonstrating their commitment to the rule of law by complying with ICE's instructions runs counter to every claim the Trump administration has made but is consistent with reporting that your actual intent is maximizing arrests. Going on to say your actions undermine the rule of law and violate the very basic promises we made to people that if you comply with our process, you can have your day in court and your case heard in front of a judge.